Today is the day that we are going to be implementing this into my mom's setup, which, to be honest with you guys, this video is not going to be as fun as you think. There's really just a matter of implementing this PC, making sure A, it works, B, if it was slow, what's wrong with it for being slow. But we're not gonna like make this a whole gaming room. That's not the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose was literally to buy this for my mom at a very, very cheap price, buying the world's cheapest gaming PC and then giving it to my mom. Now, I'm in the room, but in reality, I can't show you much because there's so much documentation that is on our personal lives that I show you this, I gotta pretty much blur the entire screen right now, or at least make a huge blur bubble. One thing I can say for certain is that if anyone broke into our house, you would definitely find out every single piece of information just straight on the desk, which is sad, but I went ahead and cleaned everything up so that way you can get a glimpse of what the setup actually looks like without any trash on the desk. I very quickly cleaned everything off. It looks way better now, but this is the thing too. So, I know we're changing out this PC, but sadly we're not changing out anything else. So the keyboard and the mouse that actually came with this PC, it's actually nowhere near as great as what she has now. So she has like a 60 hertz LG monitor that's got IPS LED lighting to it. I mean, for her, it's good. We're not gonna upgrade anything more than just the PC, because yeah, stay tuned for the rest of this video, because I actually get a little carried away. Not to the point where like it's my stuff, but it's a little bit more than what she wanted. And the keyboard here is actually just from a really old Dell computer from the early 2000s, but this keyboard's actually a lot better than the one that came with it. Like, here, watch this. That clickiness, that sound, the responsive time, perfect. The other keyboard, no. The only thing I did upgrade back in the past was actually a mouse for her, and that I went with the Steel Series. It was like a $45 mouse, and that works beautifully. It's wired and everything, so I got her this RGB, and it's very, very nice quality. The buttons are responsive, and well, let's just say this, when this PC gets in here, this thing's gonna be actually transformed. Like I said, she doesn't need the most high-tech gaming thing ever. This isn't to make it a special YouTube video on that. This is simply to give my mom basically a new PC that I purchased for her because that thing freaking sucks. This thing, no. One thing I don't understand is why she has two mouse pads, like a smaller one and then, well, obviously the bigger one here. I mean, this is actually a full-length, I think XL mouse pad that is supposed to be like leather, so it glides really well. So we're gonna simply throw that one out, and I'm gonna start unplugging and dismantling this PC that she has now. What's crazy is that this thing really only had like 4 or 5 plugs to it, so it really was super simple. Obviously you guys know it's super light, so it is probably the best transition ever to get this new one. Go. So another thing I forgot to mention is that I don't even know if this PC is factory reset, so there might be data still in here from the other people that I bought it from. But on top of that, there's a lot of stuff that's actually on this old computer that I do have to switch over to this one if it does actually work. And so far it's scaring me because that monitor has not turned on yet. I mean, kind of the first problem, I think the GPU might be fried. So, reason being is because this HDMI cable is plugged in correctly into the right slot, and well, there's nothing. So, either A, it's got 2 ports, which maybe, if that's the case, and it's just a matter of switching it, which hopefully it is. Oh, but look at that. It looks like, you gotta be kidding me. There's 3 display ports, 1 HDMI. At first, I had the assumption that maybe it was the HDMI cable that was not doing well. But if that was the case, then I wouldn't have had a screen with the old PC that my mom had. But since she still had the screen turned on, I knew it wasn't the HDMI cable. So my other thought was, well, maybe it's just a matter of the GPU being so old or maybe even fried where that port is, so we have to use a DisplayPort cable. Ultimately, I ended up taking my DisplayPort cable from my PC and my main monitor and implementing it into my mom's setup. But then I'm also trying to figure out as to why my DisplayPort cable is 10 feet long. And then with my luck, this little cheap LG monitor doesn't even have the capability of an input for the DisplayPort cable. It has 2 HDMIs. And so I took one of the brand new curved Dell monitors from behind me and implemented it into this guy with the display port attached to the quote-unquote new PC. Let's hope it works. There's 3 different ports that I can put this in, so we'll try one first. Standby mode. Oh no. Maybe. I think we got it. And it works. Now, I know we've turned it on multiple times beforehand, but this was the ultimate test to see how slow this thing really was and how well it actually just overall performed. Oh my god. Oh my god. This thing's factory reset. Oh yeah. Although a joyous moment and a huge win, this is where the problems actually started to arise. Things that I never would have expected, but they started happening, and there was no solutions to any avenues that I was going to. But we at least had to get my mom's authentic reaction to this. Mom, how do you like the setup?
Oh wow! Computer of my dreams.
You're just pissed, be honest.
No.
Yes.
I just don't like when everything is.
This is her 5 minutes ago. So you guys can see she really enjoyed it. Believe it or not, I'm not kidding. About 5-10 minutes ago, they were not happy. She just doesn't like change, which is perfectly understandable. So she's still gonna get this PC. We're gonna actually dismantle the other parts and put them in. And I'm actually going to take the graphics card that's in there right now out and then put the old one from the pre-built Alienware in, because it actually is slightly better by a few little things. It's actually also better too because the HDMI cable works. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just going to take them apart, put the GPUs in, and then it's going to have the video one in. So you'll see this in just a second here. I wanted to come in here and tell you that. So yeah, change isn't always great. And just as an FYI, I do end up saying the video when it's actually by P&E, PNY, or Pony. However you personally say the company, it's by that brand, so just go with it. This is somewhere that I actually don't go ever. This is our basement, actually. There's actually these old monitors that my dad used to have. They didn't have base mounts. They're a lot, I say, less nice than the one that you're seeing now that she's actually gonna get. So the one that's up there right now that's curved, that's not hers. It is my dad's. So he's gonna get that back, but I gotta make sure that these things here, they're by Dell as well, have an HDMI and DisplayPort access cable. So I think they should. They're 27 inches. They're beautiful monitors and they're newer. They've been barely used. So she'll get one of these and then the new PC, and I think it'll turn out great. And now that the new monitor was in place, it was time to switch the GPUs from each computer and really test out to see if that was indeed the case of just a bad HDMI port. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a successful GPU swap. That's pretty cool. If you ever want to see what it looks like with it running, it's actually a lot quieter than this one, believe it or not. But got the old GPU in there, and I forgot that HDMI does not work. And that's why we put it in there. So, I don't know how it's even displaying this right now, but anyways, what I'm going to do, switch over all the documents and everything that need to be switched over, and then she's going to have a new PC and a new monitor. Again, it's not going to be this one, it'll be this one here, just a lot smaller, and it won't be curved. So I'm happy about that. And this is where the problems really begin to build up. So first thing anyone should ever do, no matter what type of PC you buy from either Marketplace or it's brand new, always make sure that there's a recovery disk available. If there is not, do not put any of your important files on the PC, otherwise just deleting them doesn't actually delete them. You have to format everything. So make sure you're subscribed, because next video is actually horrifying. I hate to say this, but this thing is like it's struggling slow compared to this one here. Whoops.